It's my great pleasure. I'm thankful to iOS. And what is budget? I probably, if I had to speak in the beginning, then I would have probably said that, well, budget is an exercise of the government, where to take the money and where to give it back. How they give it, that's a different thing. Now, as an exercise, budget for any government, in addition to that, its economics, which Professor Arun Kumar and Professor Kundu have very nicely illustrated. Apart from its economics, in fact, it's a political economy question. That means, in addition to how the government takes money and give it back to various sectors, various sections of society and all, it also reflects the thinking, and it also reflects the political economy, or the way the government thinks how to take this country forward, how to take this society forward. So I'm not probably going to discuss the economics of budget. I'm also not going to discuss much of its political economy aspect. But a few things which I would like to say is that this current budget, as you, sir, rightly mentioned, oh, this is the thing that I probably wanted to say, that budget is an exercise where, various sources where the money is coming, and there were other things where it is going, and you can see where is the big chunk coming from and where is the big chunk going on. So sort of we can probably have a macro kind of aspect from this. So what I was saying is that this budget has been presented, contrary to many other years and times, in very special circumstances, which Professor Anand Kumar has rightly mentioned, that it was a budget presented after election, an election whose results was very surprising. Surprising in the sense that the government was forced by this election result to change its philosophy to some extent. And as Professor Kundu also mentioned, that he was happy that the focus of the government, which earlier was not on the employment generation, this time they realized that employment generation is really the core issue for the economy, and they have given a lot of, if not the allocation, but they have given the lot of space in the budget for discussion. And they have shown that it is a matter of our concern, maybe under pressure from the opposition parties. And the other aspect which has been highlighted here by Professor Ankumar also is that the post-election scenario was that the government was probably forced to give a special treatment to two states, Bihar and Andhra Pradesh. So that is also, in fact, is a direct result of what happened in the election and how they got this government formed with the help of the allies and so on and so forth. No, as far as the factual situation or the situation of the economy is concerned, you see, Indian economy at present, well, of course, the government, present day government, any government presents its budget in the light of its own priorities, its own thinking, and so on and so forth. But the economy, Indian economy now, in my opinion, is in a situation where any other government would also have presented the budget almost in the same way. If you leave this Andhra thing, Bihar thing, and everything apart, then this could have been budget exercise, because Indian economy is characterized by so many things, so many advantages and so many disadvantages. Now, first, the disadvantage, of course, that we are a poor country. Call it wish guru or something, but we still remain a very poor country. And the basic responsibility of any government is to how to lift this poor chunk of population upward. And this is where your welfare, in fact, or legal or welfareism comes, how far you are concerned about the welfare of these people. Second thing is that we are in modern times, where employment and employment generation has become a very different kind of an issue. We, of course, know that there are problems. Educated people are not getting jobs. Uneducated in the unorganized sector also not getting jobs. The organized sector, in terms of job, is shrinking. Maybe, as you said, that it is expanding otherwise, but in terms of job, it is shrinking. About a month before this budget was presented, I happened to attend a seminar in the ministry, where the chief economic advisor was speaking about this problem of employment. And the topic there was future of work. I said, what is this topic? Future of work. It could have been future of jobs. In fact, the current thinking in the government dispensation, or even otherwise, if you look at the advanced economy data, also unemployment, the organized sector jobs are shrinking because of this technological advancement or technological change. Of course, there will be more jobs in the service sector. There will be more jobs in the allied agriculture sector, etc. But in the organized manufacturing and organized industrial sector, the jobs are shrinking. Now, this suggestion of the chief economic advisor was that the nature of how we work in future is going to change. We may not have the jobs the way our elders had in the ministries, in the universities, in the organized sectors, in various things, because those things are shrinking. So it is the nature of work that probably has to be spelled down, rather than job. When we say job, or you say employment, it immediately takes us to something that we will be working in a framework. We'll be having a permanent job appointment, and then working hours and doing this and the. No, in the advanced economies, this concept is already sort of changing. There are, in fact, people who are well educated and they are good in technology and everything, and they don't want to work in the organized sector. They want to work as a freelance. This thing, and they call it, gig economy or something like that. So the job creation thing is a very complex issue, which will remain there at a discussion, and we will keep on criticizing it that we are not able to create much jobs. But the government, in fact, as they have come out in this budget with a playful, Kaushik Basu has called this the craftsmanship budget, because they had these 5-6 schemes that they have come out with, the job creation, and then 500 top companies, and then 4,000 workers, and this is all. Kaushik Basu said that this is craftsmanship. That's all. I mean, you rightly mentioned this is a kind of the economic condition of our, apart from, if you leave this job aside, is that Indian economy is going to do very well on other fronts. India is being looked upon by the world economy as a big market. It's supposed to be the most attractive investment destination for maybe at least few decades to come. Most attractive. And the only reason is that we are a very big market. We are a big market for their goods, for their technologies, for their, of every type. Second advantage which India has, that we have a very positive demographic dividend. We are one of the youngest countries in terms of working population. So this advantage is also known to our global investors, etc. Third thing that I should mention as an important economic characteristic of this economy is that Indian economy is a part of the global is a very important part and very strong partner of global value chains. If somebody agrees or does not agree, it doesn't matter. But we are already, the other countries, whether first of all the Southeast Asian countries or China or European countries or others, all developed countries are very strong partners of global value chain. It's only India, which being a poor country, is also a part of the whole global value chains. And the yet another advantage which Indian economy has is that in the last 1 or 2 decades or so, so its growth rate is consistently higher than most of the economies of the world. And therefore, there is a kind of potential that if we continue to have this 6%, 7%, if somebody will say more than 7% growth rate, which no economy in the world has today, we will be able to tackle some of our problems of poverty and employment, etc. Now, as far as this budget was concerned, this is a budget only for 6 months, actually. As you mentioned, sir, that first the budget was presented before election. Now it has been adjusted for the second month, for 6 months. And come January next year, there will be another budget. And by that time, the philosophy of this government will remain the same or will change, will become what nobody knows, actually, because there is the political economy aspect of that is still to be seen. Whether they would be able to consolidate in terms of BJP versus their own allies and also with the opposition parties. So, aims of this discussion probably was to have a look at what the government has done. And I am really thankful to Professor Arun Kumar and Professor Kundu and Ashraf Ilian to have given us a very good analysis of what has happened to what the budget has done to agriculture, what has budget done to industry, what has budget done to employment, and what is there in the offing. So my thanks to the speaker and my compliments to iOS for organizing this very important event, and hope that we will continue to have discussion on such important topic in future. iOS, as its name suggests, Indian Institute of Objective Studies, is supposed to be very objective in its deliberations and doing. I'm happy that you are doing a good job. You are doing a good job.